Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Ariana, and if you're new, welcome. Hi, happy to have you. If you're returning, thank you for being locked in with me. I appreciate you all for just being here. From this week, y'all can see from the title, we're going to be continuing the Artist Way Challenge. Yes. Yeah, this challenge has just been really changing my life. It's really been changing me more so than anything. And I've just been evolving, and just documenting this is so amazing because it allows me to see my growth and just my evolution. But yeah, so this week is all about recovering a sense of power. Now, today is technically Thursday. I don't really start until Friday, which will be tomorrow, but I have to record my intro right now because the sun is like, she's in love with me and I'm in love with the sun, and we're just booming. So I figured I had to record my intro like right now. So I don't have nothing else to say besides, we're gonna get into it. And I'm really excited. But I did want to point out, or I did want to mention, because I just thought this was super cool and like a very divine thing. It was a few days ago. Was it a few days ago? It was like a night where I was like not having the best night. I was like probably too much in my head, or like overthinking, or something was going on. But it was, I just woke up and I got on my phone, which is not a good habit. I'm gonna need to get out of the habit of doing that, instantly get on my phone when I wake up. But I'm just feeling the need to just constantly check my phone, which I don't even know what I'm checking it for. I don't be talking to people. But anywho, I get on TikTok and I get a notification. I got a notification on TikTok that someone had liked one of my videos for the Artist Way, and it was actually week 3. Which I thought was super interesting. And on the very first video, I told y'all that like I've done this before, or at least I started to do it before, I didn't finish it. And I have recorded my progress that time on my TikTok, but I didn't go back to watch any of the videos because I'm an evolved person. And maybe I'll watch them back probably now because I've already done week 1 and 2 to see what I said, or just kind of compare. But anywho, yeah, someone had liked the video and favored it in the whole 9. I thought that was so interesting because it was just like, how did you even like see this? Like, where did you come from? Like, Ariana, what are you doing here? But I was not feeling good at that time. But then, I did get on my phone, I got on TikTok and I saw a notification. I'm just like, okay, let me go see what video this is. And I'm watching the video and I'm like, wow, Gabby, you be speaking, girl. You be speaking. And it's just, although I did say I wasn't gonna watch any of my old videos because they liked it and I wasn't in a really good space at that time, me watching that video, like, it really lifted my spirits up. And I just thought it was so divine because I'm literally doing the Artist Way right now. So yeah, I'm just excited. So yes, y'all, that's a long-winded intro, but I'm done talking now. I'm done talking right now. Hello, you all. So let's talk about what I have read so far. So week 3 is all about recovering a sense of power. And as I said earlier, I had came across my own video of this week because someone had liked my video on TikTok, and it drew me to go to the video to see which one it was. And although what I said in that video, I don't remember. Even though I did watch it, I don't remember. But just reading this, I did say last week, like, I'm gonna like reference books, quotes, movies, etc., all the things, because the tabs that I be having are just, yeah. So this week is basically all about recovering a sense of power, which is more of like really getting your power back. It like the activities or the tasks so far are just like, you're kind of reflecting on your childhood, what kind of affected you as a creative, as an artist. It talks about synchronicities, also like mentioning like don't be surprised when things start to just happen for you. and all the things. It's just like God aligning you, of course. And then it talks about like anger and how anger is, I'm making this very brief because I'm gonna go in depth on something else, like y'all. But anger, it says that anger shows us what our boundaries are, and that anger is a fuel, and it's meant to be acted upon. It basically talks about, like, for the anger portion of it all was like kind of someone who's like let's say you're in a creative block, or you're an artistic block, or you know, you're kind of upset or angry about the fact that you're not creating yourself, so you're being very like you're criticizing other people that are actually doing the thing that you wish that you were doing or that you're wanting to do. Yeah, because it says anger is a fuel that propels us into our new life. Anger is a tool, not a master. Anger is meant to be tapped into and drawn upon. Used properly, anger is useful. And then it talks about synchronicities of just like, it's one of the examples is like a woman admits to a buried dream of acting, and at dinner the next night she sits beside a man who teaches beginning actors. So like, you know, I want to do something in whatever the thing is, and then the synchronicity is God like aligns you with that. Like, I want to be a movie producer, or I want to be a creative director, and then boom, I meet someone who's like in the film industry or something like that. That type of thing. But like the synchronicities talked about, basically like when things happen, we tend to be like, well, not we, because I don't believe in coincidences. I actually believe that everything happens for a reason, and I believe that everything is very divine, because again, I live a very divine spiritual life. So stuff that be happening, that has happened, I'm just like, there's no coincidences. God makes no mistakes, you know. So don't count it out as like, oh, that's just a coincidence. No, baby, that's a synchronicity. That's you aligning, and God aligning you, and the universe aligning you with the things that you want, and you know, those opportunities and all the things, the spaces and, you know, environments and all those, right? And then one of the things that I had kind of like highlighted is, it says first choose what you would do, the how usually falls into place. And that I really like, because that's actually something that I've been doing recently throughout this last week, is just kind of asking God, like, how are we going to do this? Or how am I going to do this, God? Or how am I going to do this? Because I'm just like, I know I'm going to do the thing, right? I know what it is that I want. I know what the goal is. I know what I'm striving towards. I know whatever it is, right? So I'm asking God, like, how are we going to do it? And when you ask how, you're basically telling God, like, I know it's going to happen. I just don't know how it's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. So asking God how, or just universe, whatever your belief is in, or I don't even want to say a belief, because I know God is real. I know God is, and universe works with me, and I'm aligned with universe and God, and it's a knowing. And to me, there's a difference of knowing something and believing something. A belief is not, to me personally, a belief is not really like, it's not deep rooted and foundational. It can always be uprooted out of the ground and then boom to something else. But a belief, a knowing, oh, this is a tree that's been in its roots for centuries. You can't uproot that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this to be true. I know this is like real. I know God is real. I know God works with me, communicates with me, aligns me. The universe aligns me. I know that. So same thing. Like, I know what it is that I want to do. I know the desired outcomes and my aspirations and my dreams and my passions and all of these things, right? I know they're going to happen. So because I don't know, I'm like, okay, let me ask God how. And when you ask God how, you're basically telling God, like, you're putting your trust in God and saying, like, yeah, I trust that this thing is going to happen. That happen how I envision it. For myself, it really does. Rarely. But it does end up happening. I don't know the how. So when I ask how, it's like my way of letting God know, like, I know it's going to happen. I have faith and trust in you, of the unseen, which is what I talked about last week of Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. I'm kind of butchering it, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I wanted to mention that. Of what it is that I am so excited to talk about. It's two things. The fact that this is about recovering a sense of power, and what I'm going to go talk about is just like, the aligning moments, y'all, the aligning moments. So there's a quote in here. This was my first quote. It says, we say we are scared by failure, but what frightens us more is the possibility of success. Y'all, so I love movies. I'm a movie person. I love movies. I love everything about film, TV, all of that, right? This quote instantly brought me to one of my favorite movies ever. I have a lot of favorite movies, a lot. Like, I call probably like every movie my favorite movie, because like when you are so like invested in film and TV and you just love all of that, there's no such thing as like one favorite movie. Like, what do you mean? But anywho, I'm getting off track. So one of my favorite movies that I really, really love so much, SOUL, is Coach Carter. I love that movie. I love that movie. I love that movie for a multitude of things. The fact that it's based off of a true story and like real events and like actual people is just like amazing, because I love the message behind the movie. And my favorite character in the movie is Timo Cruz. Timo Cruz, he was the character in that movie that had the most, although all characters were developing in some way fashion, but he was the 180 character development. And a 180 character development is a character that goes from, it's like a 180. You're like this way to the complete opposite. And that's what his character did. And he had like, a lot of, trauma and stuff that he experienced and all the things. If you've never seen the movie, I implore you to watch it. It's a really, really great movie. If anything, well, I'm going to input the scene that I am referencing, or that I kind of connected this quote to, in this video, so you're going to see it. But it's something that I've actually been talking with myself about for some time now. It's just so like divine that this is happening, the synchronicities. But in the movie, he says, well, actually throughout the movie, Coach Carter is asking him, what is your deepest fear? And he's just like confused, like, what do you mean, what is my deepest fear? Like, what type of question is that? Even one of the other characters, Warren, was like, why he keep saying that? What's your deepest fear? What's that supposed to mean? Everyone's confused, like, what does that mean? Like, what is he? And then he asked him, he was confused. He just said, just go play, right? Boom. Another time throughout the movie, he goes, what is your deepest fear? Is it that you're inadequate? Again, confused, don't know what's going on. Go on, go play ball, do what you do, right? By the end of the movie, oh my gosh, it makes me want to cry, because I really, 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 really love this movie so much. I really do. I especially love like that message behind it. That's just like one of the many messages that's throughout the film. But the quotes, the monologue that Timo Cruz, that Rick Gonzalez, because I know his real name, Rick Gonzalez performed. It's like my favorite role that he's ever done. And I love that character so much. I love it so much. But he says, what is your deepest fear? Is that you're inadequate. So like the very close to like the end of the movie, Timo Cruz gets up, because this is when they're like, okay, we're gonna still do our studying and get our stuff done like you're planning, like what you set the intentions out for us to do. It's like we're gonna become students, we're gonna do all the things, right? So they're in the little like gym studying, where they were supposed to be playing basketball, but the team was like, no, we're gonna stand behind our coach. You know what I'm saying? So he gets up and he says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light and not our darkness that most frightens us. I will insert the clip now.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Sir, I just want to say thank you. You saved my life.
Okay, so we see the clip. We see the entire monologue. I love it so much. I really, really do. But the fact that this week is all about recovering a sense of power, and that quote is like, our deepest is not that you're inadequate, it's not that you're not equipped to do something. Your fear is that you're actually powerful beyond measure. And to bring it back to the quote where it says, we are not scared of failure, we're actually scared of success. And for a long time, I feel like I have told myself that I'm like scared to fail, or scared to like not get the things that I really want out of life, when really I can admit confidently that I'm actually more so fearful of actually getting those things, because it would be so new to me. Like, failure is like nothing new to me. Getting told no, not getting the things that I want, or that I'm like kind of striving towards to some degree. Not everything, but some things. That's not new to me. Like rejection, I'm so used to rejection. There was a time where, well, I told y'all in the very first week how, like, you know, I was displaced, lost a job, whole thing, where I'm applying for all these jobs, just rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection, trying to find me an apartment, rejection. That was a whole journey. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but me just experiencing rejection, not getting it, like, feeling failure. Baby, I know how to do that. That's nothing. I can get knocked down 9 times. I'm gonna still get up the 10th one though. That's the thing. And I had come to the realization, like, it's like what scares me most is not the dreams that I have for myself, and the things that I know that I will be doing in life. Of like feeling at that, the scary part is actually being in it, to actually experience it, literally, because that would be like a 180, a complete 180 than what I'm used to and what I've already experienced up to this point. And that just really stuck with me. And then also in the monologue, he says, "It is our light and not our darkness that most frightens us." As someone who works on myself heavily, and I'm very, like, not even passionate, but like I prioritize and I, you know, take self-development, character development, growth, evolution, like, seriously. Which is why in this movie, I love this movie so much, because his character did a lot of growth and like evolution. Like, that's gonna be my artist date. I'm gonna watch that, probably not today, but probably tomorrow, and make a whole thing out of it and watch the movie. I'll probably have more to say after I watch it. I just watched it actually, like, which is like interesting. I watched it like a few months ago, about like a month or two ago. I just love the movie so much. But yeah, like, it's not that you're not equipped for something. It's not that you're scared to fail, especially when you come from an environment or just an upbringing where all you ever had to do was hustle, and, you know, do things on your own. I'm hyper independent. I am very independent. I don't rely and depend on anyone. I've never had to do that. I don't know what that's like to depend on other people. I know what it's like to depend on other people, but I don't know what it's like to have other people to depend on. And I feel like there's a difference of experiencing depending on someone and having people to depend on. That's two different things. I don't know how to explain it out loud to where it makes to separate the two. I feel like having people to depend on means you have a tribe, you have a support system that you can depend on. I don't have that. I've never had that, but I've had moments of being able to, where I was depending on other people. Let me put it that way. It's just me, and it's always been just me, and I've always only ever been the only person I can rely on, depend on, and well, God, of course, but like still. Every accomplishment that I've ever had, or anything that I've, like, you know, any goals or any dreams and things that I've accomplished to this point, I did that on my own. I did it by myself. I did it scared. I did it with no support system. Went to college, no support system. Graduated college, no support system. Even after college, no support system. And anything that I've done in my whole life, like, literally, I've been the only person that's been my constant other than God. And so it's very challenging, especially when that's your experience in life, and you're kind of like, you made the mission and the goal to, because I used to always say, be the person you wish you had growing up. And I was that person for a lot of people. Be the person that I wish I had grown up. Or be the change you wish to see in the world. I think that's a quote too. I'm not sure where it's from, but I've definitely heard it before. And I used to wear that heavily, like, let me be the person that I wish I had grown up, let me be the person, you know, that I wish to see in the world, be the change you wish to see in the world. And I was all that for, like, myself and other people, more so other people especially, because in the book it talks about, or in this week it talks about, like, anger showing up, like, exposing your boundaries and things like that. I went through that journey already, where I'm like, I've already grown through that, of, like, knowing where I didn't have boundaries, where I lacked boundaries, and how that affected me, and where, like, it created resentment within myself and towards other people because of my own lack of boundaries. So you also have to be very mindful of the role that you play in your own, like, trauma or experiences, not even just traumatic things, but just in general, like, what role do you play in your experiences, whether they're favorable or unfavorable. And I went through that journey, but I feel the call to talk about it now because it's all aligning. So yes, y'all, I love that quote. I love that movie. Y'all definitely go watch it. If you can, I implore you to do so. It's a really, really great movie. It makes me cry. That scene specifically, oh my gosh, I love that monologue. It's like my favorite, like it's one of my favorites. I have lots of favorites, but y'all know. But another quote that I had wrote down, it says, whatever you think you can do or believe you can do, begin it. Actions has magic, grace, and power in it. This brought me, or I connected this to two different things. The first thing, this book, this is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. I think is how you say her name. And I read this years ago. I feel like I should get back into it. I don't know, maybe I should get back into the book. In this book, what it made me think of is there's a quote. Let me think. I'm not sure if it was a book first or if it was like a documentary, like movie thing first. But I actually watched like the documentary of The Secret on Netflix years ago. Like years ago. It was at least like probably 10 years ago. Yeah. I don't know if it's still on Netflix. I feel like you probably can find it on like YouTube or something. But there's like a little documentary video of it talking about like, I think it's derived from this book, or the book derived from the documentary, one or the other. I don't know. But in here it says, thoughts become things. And that was by, who said that? I think his name was Bob Proctor. Because it really stuck with me. But I was pretty sure that I know exactly what I'm talking about. It says that thoughts become things. Basically saying like, you know, the things you think about, they manifest, right? And so I said last week how I be having like catastrophic thoughts and like, you know, very negative, dark thoughts that I have to be very mindful of the thoughts that I exercise and like give power to, a sense of power, because they can manifest, right? And so it made me think of that, but it also made me think of Lisa Left Eye Lopez. I love her. May she rest in roses. But there's a clip of her, and I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna insert it because I don't remember what she said verbatim. I think I do though. But she basically said, she said it like, if you can think it, if you can see it, I think she was like, if you can see it, if you think it, then you can see it. Then it's like it can manifest, or it's already there, or something like that. I'm gonna insert it because I don't remember verbatim what she said, but
if you can see it in your head, if you can picture it, if it's clear, you know what I'm saying? Then it is a possibility. If you believe in it, it's already happened. You just haven't gotten there yet. So, you have to learn how to recognize things, you know what I'm saying? And you just have to know what road to take to get to your final destination. Because a thought, just a thought form can manifest itself into physical form, you know? So it's all about believing in yourself, believing in what you do, being able to see it, knowing how to get there, living it, and trust me, it'll happen. Ask and ye shall receive. That is a very true thing, you know?
But she was basically talking about the fact of like, thoughts become things, and how like, you know, whatever you think that you can do or you believe that you can, if you believe it, it's gonna happen. It's gonna, it can happen. It will happen. And I feel like that is what it's like when you are a creative, or just in general in life, or when you just have a dream or aspiration of any sort. Obviously this is all about creativity and artistic, you know, things. So I have said in my last video like how I see, and like I'm a dreamer, I'm a seer, so like I literally be dreaming and seeing things that actually like come to life, that actually happen, that has materialized. Literally can see this lifestyle that I am so fearful of like experiencing. Honestly, I see it, I've experienced it. Like I always say that things happen spiritually before they happen physically. The physical is just playing catch up, literally. Everything in life is spiritual. Life is spiritual. Like when I say I live a very spiritual life, everyone does. We just, you know, some are more conscious of it and aware than others are, or more so in what's the word? I don't want to say alignment, but in like communication, I think is a good way to kind of put it. Like I live a spiritual life, and I'm very intentional with the life that I live because I know that life is spiritual. Whereas someone who well, we all live a spiritual life, but you're not kind of maneuvering in that way because to you life is just life, or you know, it's just a physical, right? Spiritual, like, not that you don't believe in spiritual, like this, like that life is spiritual, but you don't, it's not your first like intent or instinct. I cannot find the words to make this make sense, but like life is spiritual for me, and I maneuver in life as such, being spiritual, as because it is spiritual, versus me maneuvering in life and it's physical. You know what I'm saying? I think that makes sense. I hope you are picking up what I'm trying to put down. I don't really know how to put it into words, but yeah, life is spiritual. So everything in the physical is just coming, it's playing catch up. So I've seen and experienced a lot of things in my head, in my dreams that I've seen. I be seeing stuff, like I'm clairvoyant and all those things, that I've had stuff happen and I'm just like, whoa, like I literally saw this, and this is like, now we're here. And it's like, okay, now we're here. And I think this kind of correlates to like imposter syndrome, where you kind of don't feel like adequate of experiencing the things that you're experiencing, because you're kind of like, I don't know, like, do I deserve this? Like, is you know, am I equipped to be here? Do I deserve to be in this space, in this environment, with these people, in these relationships, in these connections, these opportunities, all of the things? So I feel like this week for me is all about like getting to the root of why I'm so fearful of actually experiencing the dreams and the aspirations and all of my heart's desires and all the God's plan for me in real time. I say real time, the real time is the physical, because it's already happened in spiritual. That is like my own homework to myself, and oddly enough, the tasks throughout this week are like aligning with that. So this is just a very divine experience. I really do enjoy doing this artist way. It has really helped me evolve, and it's also allowing me to really like reflect on myself. Like obviously that's what it's designed to do, but like it's just so amazing to me because, or divine, honestly, how like a lot of the things that I've already kind of been like talking to myself about and talking to God about are coming up in this book as I'm doing it. And the thing is, I almost 100% positive that when I did this the first time around, I didn't even connect this quote to the movie Coach Carter. But I think I'm gonna watch that video back. I might even insert it into this video just so y'all can see what I had said, because I honestly don't remember, even though I did watch it again. But yeah. So that's it for now. I'm gonna keep y'all updated and posted as I continue to do my tasks. I didn't even do my morning pages this morning, which means I'm gonna do them tonight, because that's what I said last. I think I said that earlier in this video, where if I don't do it in the morning, I'll do it at nighttime, or probably throughout the day, just whenever I feel called to like kind of like journal and write. I'm not pushing myself to write no 3 pages because baby, my hand's gonna cramp up. But I'll be writing however much I feel called to write. So yes, y'all. Hey you guys, welcome. So I just finished my artist date. I just finished watching Coach Carter. Had ordered me some good old food and just watched the movie with crocheting, all the things. I did tear up because I really love this movie. But as I was watching it, I did get like other little like things that kind of like stood out for me. And this is, well, the first thing that I got, it really doesn't really, well, I guess it kind of does. It doesn't really apply too much to a sense of power per se, but it was that one of the themes, I guess, because I did talk about earlier how like there's multiple things in the movie. The main one that I pointed out was being, you know, powerful beyond measure, because we're all talking about a sense of power. But I feel like I want to just kind of briefly just kind of touch on this, and it was that it only takes one person to believe in you for you to believe in yourself. I feel like that kind of, well, that's something I've always said, because I guess I can go like a little deep into like something. This is one of my many ideas that I have of something. I'm very passionate about like mentorship, like pouring into other people, or just, you know, having people to like guide you, help you, give people gems and nuggets and things like that. I'm very like, you know, very passionate about that. Like I said earlier, like I always would tell myself to be the person I wish I had growing up, and I would be that person for other people, right? And so it made me think of the fact that like in this movie, Coach Carter, he was that one person that believed in all of the students. And it only took that one person, which was him, because he was literally fighting against the entire education system. all because he wanted these kids to like really grow and evolve and like learn and actually like be educated, and to prove that they're more than just like their talents and their gifts. Because although this is all about like, you know, your gifts, honing into that, there's other things, you know, outside of that that also matters. Your education, like, you know, how the knowledge that you receive and all those things. Also character development of like integrity, honoring your word, doing the things you say you're going to do, challenging yourself, making sure you're actually growing in other areas that's outside of your gifts, because when you grow in those areas, it actually essentially helps you excel in your gifts as well. And I can kind of correlate that to how I've been finding myself having to rest, because God told me I need to rest. And I've been resting, and I was crocheting while I was watching this is because I was resting, and I'm still doing things in moderation. So I haven't been like going all the way in when it comes to creating, because I know that I need to rest, and that's a different area that's outside of my gifts that is important for me to be able to really like give my all and be invested into my gifts and things like that, my creativity, all of that, right? So that's something I want to talk about. Seeing the quote again and the monologue from Timo Cruz's character that I've already showed y'all earlier in the video. There was this one part that made me think of another person whom I love. It's the part snippet of the this little section of the quote. He says, "We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not in some of us, it's in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people the permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others." And that makes me think of, I'm going to reference, I guess, myself or one of my, like a previous video. It was my last creative diaries, and there's a part in there where I was talking about how, like, you know, you, whoever's watching, right, myself included, you following your dreams, your aspirations, your passions, and really like being invested into that and like actually following through with it is attached to other people's dreams and aspirations and passions, etc., right? So by me honing into my own gifts, my own talents, my own passions, my own dreams, is liberating other people to do that exact same thing. Just me being myself unapologetically is liberating to other people, and allowing people to see like it's okay to be yourself, you know, and it kind of can push them or make them see like, yeah, I can be myself unapologetically. And it's like a domino effect. It's like a ripple effect. When one person, you see someone just like, not even just like a leader, but just someone who's just like unapologetically them, who just, they don't really care what other people think. They don't allow other people or external, like, you know, opinions or perception, society, all those things to determine or dictate who you are and how you maneuver through the world, is very liberating. And it made me think of a quote or a section of an interview from Tupac Shakur, which I'm going to insert.
"I can't explain why I shine and no one else shines. I think everybody shines in different things. And a lot of things I can't do. I can't play basketball like every other black person in America. But I can act. I know how to go to that true spot in myself because I'm there every day. I can be me. I can be whoever because I'm true to me. I can go to neutral easily. A lot of people, black, white, Mexican, young or old, fat or skinny, have a problem being true to themselves. They have a problem looking in the mirror and looking directly into their own souls. The reason I sell 6 million records, the reason I could go to jail and come out without a scratch, the reason I can walk around, the reason I am who I am today is because I can look directly into my face and find my soul. It's there. It's not sold. I didn't sell it. It's still within me. I still feel it. My heart is still connected to my body. So I could, any character, I'm going to bring that intensity, that truth, that honesty to it, because I have to repay for that blessing from Black Jesus, from God. I have to pay for that by shining. If he give you the voltage and you waste it, that's the curse. He gave me the voltage, I'm gonna shine. It's not mine, it's from God, it's God. Not that it's so special that nobody got it, but all of our gifts and blessings and our strengths and our weaknesses come from God, come from Black Jesus or whoever comes from within.
And so the part of that really stood out to me was when he says, it starts with him saying, "I can't help that I shine and no one else shines. I feel everyone shines in different things." And that is very true. I feel like we all are given gifts. We all have things that make us unique. We're all individuals. You know, no matter what person or what 2 or 3, 4 or 5 people are doing the exact same thing, it's always going to be different because you're the specific person doing whatever that thing is, even if it's somebody else doing the same thing as you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you yourself is what's unique about it. It's you yourself that separates you from other people. And then he also says, like, being true to yourself that made me think of last week, how last week was all about like a sense of identity. That's what that was my big lesson that I learned last week. Was like, I was going through like this, not an identity crisis, but really like, okay, who are you, Gabby? Like, what do you really want? What do you like, what are your actual gifts? I know that there's a lot of things that I'm really great at, and I know my capability and my ability to just learn how to do things is like, I'm a very quick learner, very quick learner. No matter what it is, I promise you I can figure it out. And I kind of would like, I used to subside and just kind of like dismiss just my gifts in general. Even when I create things, I'm just like, oh, it's nothing, because it takes nothing for me to like learn how to do something. So it takes nothing for me to like really do or create it. So that when people are like, oh, this is super nice, I'm just like, thank you, but like, okay. No, it's not just okay. Like, girl, you literally made that with your hands. Like, you created this thing. You know what I'm saying? And then he says that I'm going to shine. He said, I'm going to shine. It's not mine, it's God's. He gave credit to God. And then he talks about how all of our gifts come from God. And that, it's our duty to really honor our gifts and be embracing of them and to share them with the world, share them with other people. Because you're giving back to God, you're giving back to the Creator, or whatever your knowing system is in. That's what we are meant to do. But we are all shining in something, and not everything has to be applied to like an actual like creative type of thing or artistic expression. It could be anything, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, a coach, a mentor. Whatever the thing is, you're shining in something, right? There is something unique about you that only you can do. Even if it's somebody else doing the exact same thing, they're not doing it like how you're doing it. They don't think and operate the way that you think and operate, and the way that you maneuver and go about doing something. And I just think that is just so cool, and I just feel super like powerful. I guess I got you a little update too, because I'm not even gonna say I don't know, but I know this is God, because y'all, why it's filled out. I literally only have 2 out of the 10 of my tasks left. The rest of them are done. I did them today. When I said last week that this week is going to be different, I'm going to actually do everything that we're going to do, because I'm going to hold myself accountable real fast. I had told y'all in the last video that I had like 2 tasks left when I closed up the video, and I was supposed to do them that day. I actually didn't do them. This is me holding myself accountable. I actually did not do them, which, because I didn't do them, I'm doing them this week. I'm going to just roll it over to this week, because I only have 2 tasks, and now I have 4 tasks, and I just added those other 2 tasks that I didn't do, because I'm changing, and I'm being very intentional with how I do this. And so, did I do my morning pages today? Nope, I did nighttime pages last night, so I'm about to do nighttime pages today. Something specific that I've just been kind of like occupying my mind a lot, so I was just journaling about that. But that's my little update. The next video, or next time y'all see me, we're literally just gonna be closing this out. Y'all, so today's Thursday night. I'm winding down. I've already started doing my check-in for this week. This week was all about recovering a sense of power. Oh yeah, to keep myself accountable. I only had 1 task from last week that I didn't do. I thought it was 2, but it was only 1. I did that yesterday. In that task, I kind of want to talk about it briefly. Not really. Basically, it was for you to make a life pie. And you draw a little circle and you put 6 different categories. It was like exercise, like your physical health, working out, that category, spirituality, work, romance, friends, and then play, I guess like personal things. And you do like a pie, like you'll put a dot closer to the middle of the point, where each little line meet is like fulfilled, and then outer is like, no, it's opposite. Closer to the point is like not fulfilled, middle is like and then all the way out is like yeah. And so I'm glad I guess it was divine for me now that I did this the first week and I did it this week, because now I can see where my sense of power ain't really like there for real. So I need to fix that one. Hold on. But overall, I guess this week was pretty decent. honestly, as I do this Artist Way challenge, things be happening. Divine, like I'm gonna say, it's divine. I don't find anything to be coincidental. I do have noticed that like when I first start out in the week, I have like a lot of energy. Not even that I have a lot of energy, but I just feel like I'm on like a high. And the thing about me is I am like a very much all or nothing, everything and nothing. Like duality exists within me, like the yin and yang. However, it's like if I'm yin, I'm yin. And when I'm yinging, I'm yinging. And when I'm yanging, I'm yanging. So like, for example, some of y'all like, girl, what? When I'm very high, I'm high. Like I'm high off of life. I'm high. When I'm low, baby, my lows be low. And it's like, bro, how do you get up out of that? I don't know. I just don't have the medium of like, I have a neutral, but my neutral is just like, it's more so leaning towards the low than it is the high when I'm neutral, because I don't really feel like fulfilled or high off of anything. And I'm noticing that as I do these, I'm only able to notice it because I'm editing the videos back and I'm seeing where my energy is super, super high to like where I'm like low, or I'm just like not feeling as good, which I think that's interesting. So doing this is really helping me kind of figure out why you don't feel so high all the time. Not because you don't have to be high for life all the time. Like that's the point of life, is ups and downs. It's a roller coaster of emotions and feelings and things like that. But when I'm low, that does affect me externally, because it will manifest externally. Like I said, I think it was last week, that I be mindful of my thoughts, because you gotta be careful what thoughts you give power to. That was my biggest thing this week when it comes to my sense of power, is what thoughts do I give power to? What in my head, what is consuming me mentally that is manifesting physically and materializing, because I'm giving power to those things. Your mind is very powerful, which is interesting because why was I on TikTok, right? And I saw a TikTok. Why every time I'm like I was on TikTok, I'll be like, I will follow up and be like, I saw a TikTok. Like, girl, obviously you were on the app. But anywho, I saw a video on TikTok, and the video was like one of those, like when you search something in the search and then whatever the first thing that pops up, it represents you, or it's like whatever. But this one was like, whatever, we search book in your search bar, and whatever first book comes up is you. And the book was The Power of Now by, I think the name, I forget the name. I feel like there's an E. Elkhart's? Maybe I made that up. But I don't have that book, actually. I had it in my cart on my Amazon for some time. So I think that was the first book, and the second book was Think and Grow Rich, which I thought was very interesting. Especially The Power of Now. Because I'm just like, and the fact that it said power, damn, I should have screenshot it. But anywho, I'm not going to talk too much because I'm a yapper. This video is already long as heck. Because I'm a yapper. But yeah, that was this week. I literally did all my tasks. I literally only missed 2 days of morning pages. And truthfully speaking, I be having stuff to say, but like not write it down, you know? Like, but I did say that if I'm not gonna actually physically write, then I'm literally filtering on my thoughts. And that's something I do literally every day and every night, right when I wake up, right before I go to sleep. So, and I have a mental note in my head. That's where them tabs be coming in at, because it being a tab of like what I've already thought about when I like separate my thoughts and things. So yes, y'all, that's the end of this week. Thank y'all so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things if you feel called to do so. I hope y'all took the initiative and decide to start the Artist Way Challenge. I feel like you would like it. If you do, you would definitely transform and change your life. It's really changing me for real. Like, it's allowing me to really see myself in different lights and things. And I really like the task and the questions that are in the book, because it's some stuff that I never really thought about like on my own if I were to like journal and things like that. So yes, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.